Yeah, I'm sure you had a peer group and you're not the most gregarious personality. You're not one that puts yourself out there and sells yourself and is that quiet strength personality, quiet brilliance, I would say. You have a peer group. When you were in high school, you had friends. I'm curious to know what their experience was. Were any of them counseled into that real rigorous, high powered academic track? Were they interacted with along the same lines as you? And what did they end up doing after high school?
So my peer group was mixed. We had some Filipino friends, some Hispanic friends. So I just want to throw that out there. We were all just from the same cultural background, but a lot of them, almost I think all of them, went into community college just because that route seemed easier than taking the extra steps to go into a 4 year. I think college counselors really tell you like, hey, this is this road and this is the other road. And then once you see, okay, what's easier? What can I do? Because you're nervous. When you're at that age, all I can remember is the nerves of whatever I decide now, like it's really gonna change the course of where maybe my life will go. That was the state of mind I had. Now I'm grown. I realize it's okay to change your mind. You can pursue more when you're ready for more. But again, thinking back to 17-year-old me, 18-year-old me, you think I'm going to go the easier route because it's hard, it's scary. I don't know what comes with it. So I really think they chose community college because of that and money, because counselors always talk about consider the amount of money that goes into a community person's 4 year or start of the community and then transfer to a 4 year. So
Do you happen to know if you've kept in touch with them for those of your friends that went to community college, if anybody ended up transferring and graduating from a 4 year?
I do in fact know that like most of them did not transfer. No.
Okay, so Sarita,
Yeah.
shed light on this phenomenon. This is not surprising to hear, is it?
No, and unfortunately, so the most recent numbers that we have from CalPass Plus, which is the data repository for California community colleges, is that statewide, only about 10% of students who enter the transfer pathway at a community college will end up transferring to a 4 year. 10% of students who enter a community college with the intent of transferring to a 4 year will actually end up successfully transferring. And that doesn't even tell us how many of them will graduate once they get there. And that's actually with no time limit placed on it. So a kid could have been at community college 10 years and then transferred and they count it. So we're counting all the kids so that entered that transfer pathway, no matter how long they took. And so many, 90% still don't transfer. And a lot of people will think when you share that information with them that, oh, that must include the kids who went there for trades. That must include the adult ed, like all the people who are served by a community college. No, that's specifically the pathway of kids who went in and said, I am interested in being here for a few years, completing my general education and moving on to a bachelor's degree.
Well, and how does that make you feel hearing that? 10% of kids who go to community college actually end up transferring, never mind graduating.
Yes.
I feel if I had gone to community college, I don't know if I would have been part of the 10%, just because navigating the system within the school is hard.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that the is so low, just because it's hard to, once you get in, like to follow up and push through.